Yeah, I already beat it, yeah. It's pretty loading. Oh, what's this thing? Okay. Pena boba. Pena boba. I think pena. Wait there. I just want to see what it is. Oh. Let's see. Let's go here. Get here. Get here. Come on, guys. Alright. Hey, button. Press start. Yes. Story. Continue. Thank you. Come on, guy. What the heck? It's taking so long to go to the main menu. Oh, wait. It's not the main menu. It started the game. Oh, I forgot. I forgot how to start the thing. I thought I was sick. Whatever, bro. Show some of my last dude. Okay. Hard to put the man on you, no, I'm not needed, bitch, but see what I can find. Probably not gonna be in here though, sadly. There's nothing ever anywhere. We don't ever find supplies. That's why we have 6 boots, shotguns, 2 boots. You know, wake up. Wake up, Nina. You're not sleeping. You're pregnant, right, Dina? Oh yeah, you don't need to sleep. You don't need it. So you can make it, right? No, you don't need it. You don't need no sleep. No. Did you use bird? Oh, now you're here. What is that? Is that something? Oh, I seen something. It's not. Yeah, it's not. Let's go. Kitty, Ellie, kitty. Ellie's pretty cute. Why are you saying that?
Pregnant.
Pregnant, right? No.
Fucking pregnant.
Right, fuck that.
How could you keep something
just
like that?
Me. Oh no. Okay. I don't even know though. How? She said she didn't know. I guess now she knows. I don't know. Another card? Oh. Pregnant though. Alcohol. That's some alcohol. Some spinach. You ain't got no food? No food. Alright. We know that. I know. Just here. And notes that I don't need to read.
Okay.
Some guy
This
doing
note's
this.
old.
Yeah.
Still. Better be careful.
Well, his friends went to go get something or help or something like that, right? Antibiotics or something like that. And they never came back. So, you know how they go. Yeah. Let's go. Yeah, okay, so I don't really know what I got to do. I don't know what I got to do, but it's raining hard. Open the door. Open the door. Okay. Is that? No, I don't know. I don't know. Alright. I'm low-key trying to see if I forgot anything in the game. I don't think I forgot anything in the game, but I don't know what it says, but I'm not gonna read it. That's all I know. Yeah. Might read the notes, so I don't know. Let's not be lazy.
Need to get
What?
the power going.
You need to get the power on? Do I need to get the power on, huh? 'Cause I am the one controlling you. Right, Ellie? Say it. I dare you. I dare you say no. I'll kill you right now, Ellie. Come off the building. Come on, guys. Let's put that thing down. No, can't put it down. No. We'll do that later, I guess. Okay, buddy. Shit's so funny. Bro, some dude came there told me she like fanboys. I was like, what is that? Like, it doesn't make sense. It's like it's a fanboy.
Damn. You get fried?
He died.
Guess you weren't much of an
I was like,
electrician.
dude, what are you talking about?
Got it.
Like, there's like guys that just have black girls. Like, what the fuck? Alright, why would you like that? What makes you like that shit? No fire. I thought you had to talk about fire. Come on, guys. Thank you, yeah. Go faster, 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 faster. Dina. Dina. Oh, Dina. Dina. You can throw it at her. Don't let me do it. Dina, wake up. Wake up, Dina. You're gonna get beat up, Dina. I'm gonna beat you up, Dina. Oh.
What's this?
I'm scared.
All right.
All white? All white what? How do I look at my health? I can't look at my health. There's no looking at my health, that's sad. Like, it's very sad.
All right.
Might be stuff in here. Don't know. Guess not. I don't have to do it, guys. So, nothing. I don't have to do it, guys. No. Told you we gonna have to do it. Nothing over here, huh? No, what do y'all? Don't give me nada. So you work with nothing. You get no supplies. Huh. A note. Not even a note. People are with you.
Crap.
Just attack.
Spooky. No way.
I might have to call Eddie Pookie. Call it Duty. Gotta go, come eat your booty.
If I ever wanna lose you, I'd surely lose myself.
Free Joel.
It's starting to sound like something.
Oh, I suck.
Just need to build up your calluses, that's all.
Man.
All right, come on.
Is this it?
Yeah?
Oh, shit. I'm gonna start guessing.
You want to spoil your surprise now?
Oh. Is it a dinosaur?
Stop trying to guess. I ain't telling you.
Alright. Is it an elephant? Is it a convertible?
More walking, less talking.
Interrupt me later.
Mind your step.
I got it.
Why would you do that? I'll never come up.
What is wrong with you?
You should see your face right now.
What if I drown?
Now you're not gonna drown. You gotta work on that confidence, kiddo.
Yeah, keep laughing, old man. See what happens.
This way.
It's worse.
Your swimming's getting better. Remember now, don't just
Before we
flail
left.
about. You
Push
gotta.
the water with your whole arm. Blah, blah, blah.
Glad to know I'm getting through. Hey, come here. Take a look at this. See that deer over there? See it? Just through there. Look.
Yeah, I see it.
Yeah?
Looks like... How's that feel?
Ah. Refreshing.
Yeah, it's not nice getting pushed in, is it?
Well, actually, we need to swim through this part anyway.
I got you back. You're angry and upset.
I am very angry and upset. Now come on.
Ugh.
Garbage fire.
You're gonna need to dive under here. Take a deep breath.
Yeah, I got this. Is it my 6th grade history teacher wanting to apologize for being a massive dick?
I beg your pardon?
My friend and I would argue whenever we called the Fireflies terrorists. We got a lot of detention.
You know, you really need to stop letting people rile you up.
It's hard when they're dicks.
Come on, guy, go.
Point still stands. Hey, got another dive over here.
Where are you taking me? Is it a new pair of sneakers?
How many of those do you have?
Not enough.
There.
Okay. Fuck it. I'm done guessing.
Well, good.
But, like, is it a massive comic book collection? No, wait. A new DVD collection?
Yes.
That's, which one?
Just yes.
How about laser discs? I heard that's a thing. Holy shit, Joel.
We're here.
Oh my god, it is a dinosaur!
And it is.
Joel!
Surprise.
Can you go on top of it?
Holy shit. Oh, it's a motherfucking dinosaur!
Oh, we can, what? We go down. Not that, bro. Like, go right there, like, right? Bro. Like, actually riding that dinosaur. Would you be, like, right here on the dinosaur, or would you be up here on the dinosaur?
Look at me! I'm on a motherfucking dinosaur!
Where's Joel at?
Ah!
You didn't know how deep that was. Joel left mine. So say, do you? In fact,
What's this?
It's a book?
It's a dinosaur book.
Okay.
Alright. Oh, man. You want to try it on?
I do not.
You're lost.
shit, look at this hat. Yeah, glasses. I need some glasses.
Oh, look at those talons.
That is a velociraptor.
Actually, it's a Deinonychus.
Pretty sure these are velociraptors. Yeah. I mean, at least that's what they called them in this movie I saw.
Everything that we're allowed to do.
Oh, hello. Sorry, the dinosaurs are busy right now.
What are you doing?
Oh, wait. One of the dinosaurs is here. Joel, it's for you.
Very funny.
That was pretty funny. Did you get it? It's because you're old.
No, I get it.
Okay. Compsognathus. Whew, that's a big name for little guys.
Yeah, they swarm you.
I would punch it in the head.
Joel, look!
That is a hat on a dinosaur.
It's called a hatasaur.
It's got a hat as well. My hat bag, wow. But the hat on other dinosaurs?
That's one I recognize.
Tiny head.
Hey, is this gonna be a Please don't let it be a thing.
I had that. But I didn't like to do that.
Hey, Joel,
Ellie.
don't you dare take it off. My birthday, my rules.
What the fuck? This is pretty funny. That's funny. I know there's another hat. Over here. I'm sorry for not knowing, but there's another hat over here. My hat. See. Matching hats. The hat on a sweater.
Whatever floats your boat.
This does. Floats it all day.
This have boots all day. You know, I never did this. Okay, can I flip on this thing? Wait, we're gonna have to put it. I'm gonna put it on his head. I don't know if we can. I think that one was dope. That one's pretty funny.
The Dimetrodon was an apex predator.
It's an apex predator.
The most badass predator.
Pretty short for that.
Wait, were you talking about me?
Let's go give me that back. You look good in it though. Do you want the hat? You can't have the hat. I don't think you can.
Gallimimus's name means chicken mimic. Who names these?
Scientists.
Well, they're dumb.
Scientists really name these?
Triceratops means three-horned face.
You would not want to be on the business end of that horn.
Shit is huge.
Whoa, this one's brain was the size of a walnut.
Oh shit.
Hey, looks like you two have something in common.
Hey.
Oh, good one.
Dang, I don't think this I ever heard of.
Brachiosaurus ate 600 pounds of plants each day.
What?
Imagine the poops.
And there's one scene where actually one of the guys said, "That's a big mound of shit."
What is this movie, and when can we see it?
Tell you what, when we get back to Jackson, movie night.
Can you put the hat on him?
Velociraptor. Joel, this is the one you were talking about, the Velociraptor?
So small. Yeah, don't trust the movies, I guess.
Look how thick this one's skull is.
Kinda looks like Tony.
This should look like an alien.
I'm telling him you said that.
Please don't. Get you in the right light. Boom. Tony.
Except,
Whoa, this one looks like a bird.
Well, actually, paleontologists believe that birds were the
Sir?
I told you that.
I happen to know a thing or two.
From a movie.
Keep
Right.
going.
She said,
Looks like a giraffe.
And,
smack it. No way. Alright.
I see the appeal.
You gotta get it back. On the hat. Give me the hat. Put it. Place it back on. This is pretty hard though.
Did you know this was here?
Oh, you don't like it. We can head back.
Oh, shut up. Hey, Joel, can you name all the planets?
My very educated mother just served us nice pizzas.
Did you just have a stroke?
My Mercury, very Venus, Mother Mars.
Oh, okay. I get it. That's pretty cool.
Okay, so you can really. This just shows you. Jupiter goes super fucking slow. Huh? Super slow. I wonder if Jupiter's
Hey,
year, 'cause
Joel.
the thing was not moving.
Guess what the first animal to go to space was?
That one too.
I have to guess it was a monkey.
No, it was
I think
fruit
it's,
flies. Yeah,
Uranus?
in 1947. It was to see radiation exposure at high altitudes. And they lived through it.
Dadgummit, you are smart.
Thanks.
Did they become superfly?
What?
No. See the big
Whoa.
I should smack you.
Tell me another fun fact.
Astronauts say the moon smells like gunpowder.
That is a fun fact. Well, wait, how would they...
Oh, well, they would take the moon samples back inside and smell them later, I guess. Okay, what's next?
You tell me.
Quiz me.
I don't know. Who was the first person in space?
Me.
Oh, it's easy. Yuri Gagarin.
Gagarin?
Gagarin? I don't know how you say it. I only read it, so... Anyway, he flew to space on April 12th, 1961.
Color me impressed. How many books have you read about that?
Come on, Joel. Isn't it incredible?
Why don't you tell me what you like about it?
I don't know. People in your time, they had it easy.
I guess relatively speaking, sure.
I mean, they didn't need to go to space, but they did it anyway. It's ballsy.
Ballsy. I get it. Now I get it.
Hey, did you know that the heat shields of space shuttles are made of sand?
I did not. That was some kind of thick rubber.
Nope. Sand. You're welcome.
You're welcome. What? Tell me that.
Want another one?
Shoot.
Astronauts drink their own pee.
Ew.
It's filtered. But, you know.
No.
Well, we gotta do what we gotta do, I guess.
Yeah, I guess that's a less fun fact.
So did not think she was gonna say that at all. Are those ones that like blew up or some shit? That like Get in stuff?
Fuck yeah.
Where's the steering wheel?
Rovers don't use steering wheels. They use joysticks.
Huh. Hang on. Here's the real one.
But considering they left the real ones on the moon, I would say no.
How do you know that? How did she know this stuff? Oh, man, this is huge. How do you know that the real one's on the moon, man?
You know how many times we've been to the moon?
Twice.
6 times.
There's no
Sure.
She's better.
Yeah, sure.
I watch Joe Rogan.
I'm making 7.
Joe Rogan podcast. Education. No, it's not. Yeah. Excuse me. Wait, someone is shooting nitros. I want to see what happens. Let's see what happens. What happens when they do that? Somebody just bought a new car.
Hello, sir. Welcome to Demo Bistro. Let me get that for you. So, have you ever driven one of these before? Yeah, my grandma had the same car. This is a 2009 Toyota Camry LE with the gold package. Well, as long as it's not stick shift, I can drive it. Just take her easy. If I find one scratch on this, I will have your job. I know the manager here. He's
How
supposed
does
to
it
work with
smell?
me. And
It's
I can get
base.
you fired for sure.
It
Absolutely.
does.
I know what you high school boys do with these things. Won't let her get a scratch. You better not.
Might wear this one.
He'll never notice. Nice kid. Welcome to Demolition Ranch. Today I'm joined by a couple Florida men's Florida men. Oh yeah, brother. This is Cletus McFarland and James. You've probably seen him on the YouTube channel. Cletus McFarland. Okay. We did some car stuff on the Upgrades channel and also on Cletus's channel.
After
But you should go check it out. It's already on YouTube and it's pretty legit. You like El Caminos? You like America? They brought some toys to put in the El Camino.
Watch it.
Did some burnouts. Broke asphalt. We broke my factory. So we thought I did well tap my own building. So we thought what would be better than a demolition range video? You can't come all the way to Texas and not do a demolition range video. No, that was part of the deal. Was we gotta shoot some guns. So I was like, what can we do that brings our two channels together?
Did you look at
And a
all
while
these
back, Jim and
buttons?
Jordan came and he brought scuba tanks. And we shot scuba tanks. And so these fools brought freaking nitrous tanks. Cool. That's so chilly. Alright, so we have, how big are these little bottles?
Those
Happy
are 10
birthday,
ounces. They weigh 24 and a half
What is
pounds
this?
full. They
That
hold
doesn't
10
make
pounds
sense.
of nitrogen.
This
This means they should be 24
is a
pounds.
thing that took a moment to
They hold
find
10 pounds of gas.
Cool.
The good stuff.
So
Take it.
we got us some nitrous, and then how big's the big one?
It's a 15-pound bottle with 15 pounds of gas, weighs about 32 pounds full.
Okay, so we run out of ice bottles in all our cars. James particularly loves nitrous, so I think he's extra excited about this video.
I always wanted to shoot one of these.
Y'all never shot one. I've never seen anyone shoot one. I've never done it, so this is gonna be good. The scuba tanks were remarkably stout. Like I hit them with a 50 AE, a Desert Eagle, and it dented it and didn't pop it. Really? So these are steel bottles too, right? Yep. Okay. So we'll see. These were pumped up with much higher pressure, so I assume the walls are probably thicker than these. So I bet these won't take as big of a bullet, but there's only one way to find out. And then we'll shoot the nitrous bottles, and they'll explode. But that's actually kind of dangerous. So we're gonna get back pretty far. I'm a We'll get back behind some stuff so we're barely safe. We'll just start small. Oh, yeah. First up, Cletus is shooting a 22 long rifle. This is made by Christensen. It's going top. You think it's going through or no? Oh yeah, it's got some carbon fiber on it. Yeah. I don't think this will go through. I don't either. I think it's gonna bounce. We're gonna go ahead and kind of be back here behind the truck bed though, just in case. It's a bulletproof truck bed. Dude, it went right off it. Oh, look at that beautiful head. Scooter. So a little like divot in it? Yeah, tiny. Oh yeah. I mean, really, it's not the paint off. Is there a dent? Wow, no dent. Nice, dude. Hold up good. Yeah, that's a piece of cake. So, we're gonna have to shoot something bigger. Next up, we got the CNMG 45 ACP with a suppressor on it. We actually have a 9mm out here too. We're shooting a 45 because it's slower and heavier, which I think means the 9 will have a better chance of penetrating. So we're going 45 first.
You're welcome, kiddo.
Move over left. It's still got to hit right, but it might be skimming it and going right. Go a little more left. That was a hit, and no penetration. James didn't get any penetration today.
Keep looking around, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, look at that hit. No dent, a little bit.
Same thing, pretty much.
Kind of. You look from the side, there is a dent. A little dent, a little heavier of a hit.
Oh yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, you can feel the dent.
Okay. So now we're gonna do 9mm, which is a faster, smaller round, better at penetrating. Maybe will work. I'm so surprised. It's crazy how tough they are, right? Yeah,
Oh, no.
This is a full auto, and it's an open bolt gun. So see how it locks open right here? Yeah. So when you pull the trigger, it drives it forward, it starts firing. So you're on full auto. I would squat down. Yeah, dude, what the hell? And lean. This is insane. Oh my god. Dude, they were shooting like 10 feet above and 10 feet below that. Alright, I need a shot with a full magazine. Alright. So he's gonna just aim not down the gun just by looking where the bullets are going, I think, because he's so big that this Uzi's hard. America! Dude, you hit it. You hit it for sure. Dude, nice.
What the hell was that?
One solid hit. Oh, you hit it up here.
Hit the nozzle,
You hit
or
the nozzle?
the handle. Wow, so look, went right in, broke the handle.
That actually could have been a kill shot if that would have hit right. So you hit there too, barely a scratch.
Yeah, man.
Not even a dent.
Tougher than I thought, I gotta admit.
All right, James gonna give her a rip. We've already seen with the 9mm. Real close.
What a unit.
Dude, that's awesome. Everyone for sure came to this video hoping that James would 12 gauge with 1 ounce slugs in it. It's gonna be actually really hard to hit.
There's more museum stuff over
But
there.
if he hits it,
Yeah, I never checked out that building.
Well, let's go.
And just how do you plan on getting yourself over there?
just to the right.
Did I hit it?
I don't know, or maybe just low. Aim at the top of it. I look just high. You're getting really close. Does your shoulder hurt yet?
No, the mag keeps hitting the truck.
Oh, dang it. That was a hit!
Knocked it over, but it's
Killed it.
Never give anyone else this much grief.
Get down here.
Oh!
Hey, whose birthday is it?
You can't keep doing that.
Same solid. Where'd we hit?
I want a good splash. We've got more exploring to do.
That's Uzi, no? I think I hit it twice, and that one, too. This thing's about to blow.
Nice.
Shoot, dog. Wow, dude, what a... That could not be any closer to
There.
explosive tanks. So we'll shoot a rifle round.
I'll
It's
open
for
the
sure
door
going
for
through.
you.
Oh, boy.
Come on, you can't chicken out now.
5.56, you're gonna hit on the first shot on this one. You only need one, but there's some in there. This is a 5.56 Keltec survival rifle. It's pretty sweet. And he goes, can you give me the one with the biggest stock? And I said, no. Smallest dot for you, buddy. This one probably is gonna explode. I'm actually getting down. I'm a little nervous.
Ready?
Yep. Just to the right. A fireball. Oh! Oh! Dude, it's still going.
R.I.P. GoPro.
Dude, definitely got the GoPro. No, it's still standing. It's still standing. Hell yeah. Sweet.
Ground is making a lot of combustion right now. We have spark plugs in. Fuel?
Alright, so that looks like out, right? No, that's in.
That's in.
It's still in there. You can hear it.
Oh,
So
wow.
It went in, didn't come out. Ooh, that's
Okay,
crazy.
bad news. There's
Stick your tongue to that.
shit blocking the door.
Cold, cold.
Look at the hole it dug right here.
Find me another way in.
Look how fresh
I'll
the
walk
ground
around
is.
the outside.
Yeah, it pushed all the leaves
Okay, be
away.
safe.
Oh, yeah, I dug a hole here.
There's literally
Dinosaurs around.
Sweet. Well, Demolition, you're in luck. Because we have two more, and we have two more guns. They want to make this one take off like a rocket, so we're going to try to shoot it right.
Stay strong, buddy.
James going to be shooting the gold-plated AK-47. I figured that was his style.
Yeah.
You ever shot an AK before?
Yeah.
You ever shot a gold AK-47?
No.
Oh, you're in for a treat. This is actually going to be a little tricky. Iron sights, but it's a pretty accurate gun, so we should be good to go. I'm ducking again, in case anything flies this way. Think you can hit it in the bottom?
I'm gonna try. I'm gonna start low so I can work into it.
Cool. Didn't see it. That looks high.
Well, I'm pointing at the ground like a foot below it. Of the head.
Okay, let's go see what's happening.
Might hit the one behind it.
Holy. That's really about to explode right there.
Oh my gosh.
Dude, that's so deep. Okay. I think just keep peppering it with that AK and see what happens. But this is, we need to go lower. Look at this thing, just icing over.
Just chilling.
Yeah, it's about to explode. I'm getting out of here. Oh! Stop it! Ah! Run! Run! No! Stop it! Shoot it! Shoot it! Faster! Faster! Shoot it! Got it! Nailed it! It's dead.
This guy needed a hug.
Wow, that was up high. Sweet.
You know, I think we forgot to mention that nitrous oxide is not flammable. It just helps combustion.
For sure.
Because you get more air in the cylinders and more fuel, but it's not flammable. So I think a lot of people are probably expecting it to just go bomb with a big fireball.
dark in here.
Yeah, this isn't the
Tricks,
Fast and
yeah.
Furious. This is reality.
When you shoot the nitrous, it doesn't explode in a ball of flame. We got a big tank left and a big gun left. I think we're just gonna end the video there.
Stop
Thanks for
doing
watching Demolition Ranch. We'll see you next time. Cletus has never shot a 50 BMG.
Come on,
And
take it.
you're in luck because we have 50 BMG. Front end first, yeah, and then push it in just like that. You're in. You did it. Okay. This is very powerful, but like you're not a man until you shoot this thing. Yeah. Like this is like the El Cromino version of a gun. Except it actually looks good.
That's powerful.
That is powerful.
So we can paint this one chrome. Is what you're saying?
Yeah, I think we should. I think we should paint everything chrome. Good luck. Put it hard against your shoulder. Don't put your eye close to that. Oh, how'd that feel though, right?
That felt so cool.
Oh. Ow, it's hot. Ow, hot.
Where'd that go?
I don't know. I was closing my eyes. I got this for you. It's a blue,
Oh.
blue chip, totally normal round.
Yeah, you're fine.
You're good.
You're good.
It's
Wow.
totally not a
Yeah.
explosive round.
I can tell you guys aren't being sarcastic at all.
Alright, this should make a little flat sound range.
Man, that feels
Slow
awesome.
squeeze.
Oh my gosh.
Dude, that blew up in the barrel. The flash was right here. What was that?
I don't know. I aimed right on the center of it though.
That blew up totally in the barrel. I've never seen that happen before. We came expecting to not see a hit. You freaking nailed her. You freaking nailed it right where we were trying to, and it didn't go through. So the first shot was here in the dirt. The second shot hit right here. We were blinded by the flash at the muzzle brake, which I checked the barrel. The barrel's clear, so it fired the bullet out. It just, the explosion happened in the barrel, which was weird.
Slowed down the bullet.
I don't know, but it hit right here and did not make a crazy huge dent.
James was saying the bottom of the barrel is the thickest part.
Bottom of the tank. Yeah.
Oh.
Okay, so it is sided in. So you hit it both times. What the heck?
Wow, that thing's hanging on for dear life.
It's about to go. All right, we're gonna put.
If that explosion round didn't go in the barrel and went on this,
It might have worked. Yeah. All right, we are not gonna have problems penetrating anymore. James didn't get penetration earlier. I want him to get some penetration today. So this is it. We're doing it.
I feel like I'm on a special operations sniping team right now.
You are.
We're hunting nitrous. How cool is that feel?
Demo Ranch Sniper Squad here. Okay, we got armor penetrating. That's basically the nitrous of the gun world. Oh, wow! Holy, you see that spark? Woo! That was weird looking. Holy crap. Where'd this hat come from? It's on my lap.
Whoa! It went in and exited. It took the whole. Look, this is the O-ring that seals the valve in here. It broke the valve and shut the tube out. Somewhere is the valve.
That's what we call a perfect shot. How is it still leaking? That is super weird. This is making nitrous, bro. This is the air conditioner. I'm gonna put this in my bedroom at night.
So weird.
It's getting stronger too.
I'm gonna find
It's coming. Oh, it's because you put that tube back in there. Oh, that smells terrible. It burns. It burns so good. What are you looking for? The top? Look at this. It's snug.
freeze over for a while.
Crazy.
Fucking scare me.
Weird. I thought it was gonna be a fireball, and it turns out it was just an ice ball. James came in with his big gun, and he Demolition. This has been going for like 5 minutes. Why? What is happening? How could this thing still be blowing cold air?
It's in a liquid form.
Oh, so it's liquid and it's just boiling.
Yeah, and there's no pressure right now because
Oh.
I'm pulling the lid off.
So it's got liquid nitrogen. Oh, you're gonna pour it out. You're gonna freeze your hand.
Yeah.
So it's got liquid nitrogen that's just boiling in there.
I'm in
Oh
here.
yeah, you're right.
Comes out. Now it's done.
Oh yes. That's crazy.
Flashing out of there.
hell was it?
It's like muddy looking.
It's just some
That's
animal.
some dirty nitrous right there.
Well, there goes all your nitrous tanks for the El Cromino.
Oh wait, we were gonna use. Dang it.
Hey, it's alright.
Well, let's get a move on. I want to get a fire going before it gets too dark.
Oh yeah, I want a chrome nitrous tank for the Chromino. I think it's done. That was it. Thanks to NOS for the bottles. I was actually supposed to use one for the El Chromino, but we decided to shoot Chrome. So we probably need to get another one. And they weren't polished chrome enough. So.
They have some chrome ones we can get you, so we'll
Sweet.
change them out for
I'll
those.
do that. Go check out Cletus McFarlane on YouTube. We got stuff over on his channel as well. And I'm also going to be seeing you guys again in February, I think.
Yes, sir. Burnout contest.
Thanks for watching Demolition Ranch. I love you. And I'll see you next time.
Okay, wait.
created a filter to show what gets moved from water in only 30 minutes.
We are learning shocking new details about former President Trump's attempts to stay in the White House even after losing the election in November. Sources say Trump seriously considered naming a loyalist who believed his lies about election fraud as his acting attorney general.
I remember this is one in a series of attempts the president made to overturn an election in his favor. CNN's Jessica Schneider explains exactly how this particular plot was discovered and thwarted.
The electors of the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania have cast 20 votes for the Honorable Joseph R. Biden.
December 14th was when electors across the country cemented Joe Biden's place as president. But it also marked the day Donald Trump amped up his behind-the-scenes pressure campaign to overturn the results, both publicly and, as we're now learning, privately, in an effort that almost prompted mass resignations at the Justice Department. Hours after Trump announced Bill Barr's resignation, 2 weeks after Barr declared there was no evidence of widespread election fraud, the president summoned acting attorney general Jeffrey Rosen to the White House, according to the New York Times. Trump wanted DOJ officials to file legal briefs supporting Republican efforts in court to overturn Biden's win. And the Times reports he urged Rosen to appoint special counsels to investigate the unfounded claims of election fraud, and Dominion, the elections equipment company Trump falsely claimed changed votes in coordination with Venezuela. Rosen refused, according to the Times, but what Rosen didn't realize was that Trump had been introduced to the man heading up the civil division of the DOJ, Jeffrey Clark, and that Clark had told the president he agreed fraud had affected the election.
You
It was a
can't
loose connection.
ever accept when they
Antenna.
steal and rig and rob.
The
They found our
president
mess at
was
the school.
fixated on Georgia.
Good.
Jeffrey Clark was ready to rally with Trump behind the scenes.
guy,
Clark
Owen,
reportedly drafted a letter to Georgia state
went
legislators
AWOL.
that incorrectly said DOJ was investigating accusations of voter fraud in the state and that Georgia officials
tell me
should
that too.
invalidate Biden's win.
Maybe.
Top DOJ officials told Clark
about
he
her?
was wrong and rejected
Nothing yet.
Clark's request that DOJ hold a press conference announcing
Who's DOJ?
let several senior Justice
So,
Department officials
the
in on what was
numbers
happening, according to
are
the
locations.
Times. Sources tell CNN
The TV
that
station
did
we
it
were
okay.
at? That's 6. There's a lot of chatter coming out of 2, so I'm assuming that's their home base.
You know, you and I are a lot alike. Why is that? In another lifetime.
That helps.
The Joe Rogan experience.
So you like these kind of far out there ideas. How do you like this idea? There's a group of people that say that dragons were real, and I'll explain. So around the same time period, so to speak, and I'm not one of these people, so I'm probably gonna get the details wrong a little bit. Yeah, seriously. But so around the same time period in China, South America, Africa, all these different realms, all these places,
Tommy,
images
where's
depicted
14?
people fighting dragons, right? And every dragon was slightly
Not
different, but it was
100%
all a
sure.
giant,
Okay,
scaly
guess.
animal that could fly. So when you
This is
when you
7.
break that down, you think about the fact
12's
that
all the
large
way over
birds had a hard
here.
time being fossilized because their bones are so porous, right?
guess
So
it's
because
somewhere in
bones
this
they have
neighborhood.
like hollowish bones, they break down very easily and they don't
Oppressed.
fossilize. So the group that says
Okay.
this, basically they're saying the evidence is the reason there's no fossils of dragons is because they had bird bones and they were actually very delicate animals. But a handful of these small population of these giant flying lizards existed and basically encompassed all these different countries where they all depicted fighting dragons in their own way, and they were all killed off by knights or whatever it is, and then didn't fossilize.
I'll go get him.
So it's like the science is saying that if there were lizards
keep
big
track
enough
of
to
them,
fly around and eat people, they didn't have bones that could fossilize.
So it'd be like an eagle.
Right. And that's why all these human populations around the world have depictions of them, because they did actually exist.
Give me your hand.
Now, are there any stories of dragons, like written, like in the times of
It's
people
for good
that
book.
they actually had the written word, or is it just
Wanna believe in
depictions?
I don't know. Not my field.
That would
But
be interesting because, like, are these depictions like ancient accounts told by generation after generation, like passed down?
I think so. I don't know. I don't know anything about dragons or whether it's real, but I think it's interesting to think, oh, well, the science supports that if there were flying lizards, their bones wouldn't have fossilized, and these have been passed down, stories that have been exaggerated and passed down from generation to generation.
And some of them breathe fire, but some of them don't, depending upon
which culture it was significant to.
Okay, Hillcrest.
What the fire is supposed to represent.
Is this the right place?
Bullshit.
Probably that one.
Yeah, it probably made it sound even cooler.
Yeah, exactly.
They're trying to burn me. Do you think that? Do you hold any weight?
It's gotta be Tommy.
Do you think that holds any weight? Like
no.
Dragons?
I mean, we know there were large flying lizards during the times of dinosaurs, right? The only weight that could possibly hold is that a few of those somehow survived much later than we previously thought. But I don't think there were human beings and civilizations now. But it's still interesting.
It's so much cooler.
Right.
Like, the fact that we know that pterodactyls did exist, that's cool.
Right.
It would be way cooler if they existed with people.
Right, 2,000 years ago.
Why is that? Why is that so much cooler to us?
I don't know.
It's like, I mean, people would dedicate giant chunks of their life trying to find out if pterodactyls did coexist with human beings at one point in time. They really would.
Absolutely.
Many of you, there was a 100-foot pterodactyl snatching kids.
Be terrifying.
Oh my god.
Well, do you know about the Moa eagle?
Yeah. The Haast eagle?
The Haast, exactly.
Yeah.
So I call it Moa eagle because they used to attack Moas.
They weren't that big.
No, but they did supposedly snatch Maori children. Yeah.
But when I Googled it, I remember, I think the large ones were like 40 pounds or something like that. I don't think they were that big.
Is that all it is?
Yeah, like an eagle is really light.
Right, but their wingspan is still enormous. Yeah.
I mean, they have incrable power. Like when you see an eagle snatch a salmon with its claws and fly away with this 10-pound salmon,
right?
And it's, I mean, that's insane.
It is.
Because that salmon probably weighs more than it.
Right.
Right? Like birds are weird, right? They sit on you like, oh, you're not very heavy.
No, they don't weigh anything. And again, that goes back to that whole hollow bone type thing.
Right, that's why chickens are strange, because they're fat.
Yeah.
They weigh a lot. Like you pick up a chicken, you're like, you fat fuck, you can't fly. But birds, like a hawk, fairly light.
Yeah.
For what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think, was the biggest Haast eagle? How big was the Haast eagle? But they were hunted by people.
Right.
Because they posed a threat.
Right? And because people hunted the moa to extinction, that giant bird that that the Haast eagle primarily preyed on. And so the twofold kind of made them collapse.
Yeah. Large, gigantic, ancient things.
8.5 feet. Wingspan for a female is typically 8.5 feet, possibly up to 10 in a few cases.
Why female? I'm trying to talk
That's
about
just the
dudes,
first thing
bro.
I see.
I want to know about the big dudes.
Males 25 pounds, females 31 pounds.
Oh, females are bigger.
Yeah.
Matriarchs.
Largest female could have been 36 pounds in mass.
Yeah.
But
That's
still,
not that big.
But a 10-foot wingspan is pretty huge.
Oh, huge. Yeah. I mean,
and talons, they've got, I don't know, but they had to have been enormous. They're just flying knives.
Yeah. Well, you've seen the videos that the Mongols use, where they train golden eagles to kill wolves.
Mm-hmm.
And
they fly shoot them out.
It's crazy.
It's unbelievable.
They fuck up wolves. Like they're way smaller than a wolf.
Oh yeah.
The wolf has zero chance.
Right.
They swoop down and grab a wolf by the back of the neck and just fuck him up. And
Isn't that crazy?
Hold it on. The wolf's like trying to get away, and they just kill him.
And I believe, maybe it's not Mongolian culture, but one of those, falconry cultures, you have to, like, as a teenage boy or something like that, your rite of passage is to go climb the cliff and take the chick out of the nest.
Whoa.
And it's like this crazy process where, a number of kids die trying to get to the eagle chick, and the ones that come back, that's their bird for however long the bird lives, or I don't really know the whole process.
That's right out of Avatar.
Isn't that nuts?
Right?
Yeah.
That's bananas. You gotta steal the chick from the nest and raise it?
Uh-huh.
Who figured that out? Who figured out you're gonna train a fucking raptor?
I don't know.
Like, how weird are people?
Yeah.
But they figure these things out.
And someone was the first. You know what I mean? Someone was like, I'm gonna go get that baby bird.
You know what he probably did? He probably got high off that honey. He said, I'm gonna keep climbing.
That's right.
I'm gonna get me a fucking bird and have the bird do all the hunting.
That's right. Everyone's like, you're crazy, man.
Bro, you can't have a bird do the hunting.
Matrix. Make it another Matrix.
The Joe Rogan experience.
I want to talk to you about the story of the crystal skulls themselves, because there is this strange sort of folklore attached to them, and then there's a lot of people that believe that it's all horseshit and that these were created by modern people and buried underground.
Yeah.
In order to.
Well, my understanding of it is there you go. Yeah, indeed, that's just the citrus model, the crystal driver. There were 13 heads. And it was purported that the Navajo, the Anasazi, the Mayans, the Aztec each had one. The most famous one is the Mitchell Hedges skull, which was found in the Yucatan by Anna Mitchell Hedges. She reached into a cave. She was with her grandfather. It was about 1926, and she reached in, and there was an oilcloth covered item in there. She pulled it out and opened it up, and there was the two-piece detachable jaw, Mitchell Hedges skull. Beautiful skull. The Hewlett-Packard engineers did a test on it in the 60s. They said it could not have been carved by a lapidary, by tools. It had to have been polished over hundreds of years, over about.
Later decided by some people that this was not the case.
I'm gonna exactly get to that point, because of course it's important. It doesn't affect my business whether they're fake or not. These were beautiful artifacts, and we recreated it beautifully. But it's nice to know the true story, and I have a kind of a thought on the theory either way. So there's the Phyllis Newman skull named Max. She has to put it in the closet because it talks to her. There's one.
Wait. Hit the brakes.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
Phyllis.
have to hit the brakes a bunch with you. You're an excellent.
Oh well, I was inoculated with a gramophone needle at birth. Statue and a vow of silence. I could talk about that, but.
And you're obviously Canadian because you said slag.
Yeah.
I see date a Canadian gal. She loved that.
Oh.
So
that's another tangent. Canadian gals,
Yes.
Canadian guys. So the Philip Newman skull, she got it. Its name is Max. She has to put it in the closet because it talks to her. She said. So there's the Mitchell Hedges.
Has it?
Yes, she does. Phyllis has that one. Then there's the Mitchell Hedges skull. That's in Indiana. The man that took care of Anna at the end of her life eventually had it and got it. It sat in Grafton, Ontario for many years, and I never saw it. But people said when they walked into the room and she uncovered it with the cloth she kept it in, that there was an immediate feeling of well-being and healing coming over to look at the original Mitchell Hedges skull. There's one in Mexico City. It's one of our minis.
How do I get us there?
That was shattered crystal. Who did that? How that cross got there, I don't know. There's one at the Smithsonian in Washington, two at the Smithsonian, Washington D.C., and one at the Victoria and Albert Museum. So there's supposed to be 8 that we have and 5 that we're missing. The woman at the Smithsonian who has the 2 there, I think they're a cloudy orange one and a cloudy green one, and they're smaller. She says they're all fakes, that they were carved by a German lapidary in the 1800s, and that he seeded them around the world. But wait a minute. I think one was found in Quebec, one was found in Ohio, we're hearing, at the Serpent Mounds.
Why did she
Because he was an expert lapidary, he had the tools to do it, and she figures, her theory is that they're not artifacts polished by tribal hands and passed down, that they're all fakes. But it's just, wait a minute, he would have had to have had an airship to go and deposit these wherever they might be around the world. You can get the pictures of the skulls up, the Smithsonian crystal heads, and the Smithsonian's crystal heads you can get in Victoria Albert crystal head.
Do they all have the same similar type of markings?
There's theirs. Yes, they do. They all have the same. Now, you see, some of them are more are clearer. See, there's one at the British Museum. And there's some that are clearer and are more beautiful, and there's some that are rougher, like that one there, and the green and the orange one. But she says all fakes. But if they're all fakes, how did they get to these different places around the world, and how were they found?
Well, here's the thing. But why fake? The word fake is very strange because it's like they are certainly real carved crystal skulls.
But were they from tribal ancestry? That's the question.
Who made them? Is the question.
Who made them?
Modern Western
and
people.
How? Were they polished or were they carved? That's the thing. Aren't they beautiful? Oh God!
What do the indigenous people say? They say they found them.
The Navajo say they came from the Star. They were brought down and deposited and given to them as crystal ball devices, scrying devices too.
What's that one down there, Jamie? Keep scrolling where you were.
The green is beautiful.
The one on the left right there that looks almost like a real skull. Oh, it is a real skull.
Yeah, no, the green is beautiful. So So I guess, I don't know, I'm not a scientist, I'm not a professional historian. I guess I have to trust the lady at the Smithsonian, but then I question, they were found at different times in history around the world. How do you go and seed? How do you deposit them there?
Why does she believe that? Has she given a coherent reason why she thinks that they're all hoaxes? Or is she
I guess she's done her analysis, whatever they've done, you know, to their skulls. But again, the Hewlett-Packard engineers took that Mitchell Hedges skull and they said this have not have been polished. It would have been cracked or destroyed. It could not have been built by tools. It would have been cracked or destroyed. It had to have been polished. Yeah.
So, but what about some sort of a very fast-moving drill with a diamond bit on it that can slowly grind down?
Well, that would be then there'd be marks that would be visible under the scanner. They put.
Couldn't you polish those marks down?
I think that the intensity of the Hewlett-Packard scrutiny revealed that there were none of those marks, and that's why they were able to make their claim.
Here's the problem with this: is like you want them to be real, right? Don't you?
Oh yeah, I love
me too.
the legend.
I do too. I do too. But I don't trust me.
No, neither do I.
So
that's why I say openly.
When you're saying all these things, I want to believe you. I want them to be.
But again, you know, you've got a professional in Washington at our National Museum there who says no, they're not.
Yeah, but what does she know?
Well, we could.
She might be one of them.
We should get her on the phone.
She might be a party pooper.
Well, I think that she's probably as in love with the skulls, even though they are, you know, not polished in her mind. I bet she loves them as much as we do.
But the thing is, if you are a professional intellectual or someone who's a curator of, you know, fine artwork and ancient relics, you kind of have to be one of those people that dismisses anything preposterous. Because if not...
That's right, like Neil Tyson. Don't you love him?
Yes, I love him to
I
death.
love Neil. But there's no way you can sit down and say, Neil, Barney and Betty Hill were abducted by a flying saucer in 1957. He's not going to accept that. Because he can't accept that. Because everything in his training, everything in his knowledge, everything that he knows about physics and science and propulsion in the universe and how to get from place to place defies the legend, or I would say defies the theory that there are extraterrestrial advanced ships out there. He can't accept. It's just, you know, it would be unprofessional for him to say, okay, there's even a possibility that there were abductions. But
the Betty and Barney Hill story is very interesting, but there's no real evidence other than their testimony. Is that correct?
Well, there was a stain on Betty's dress. There's her excellent recall. He was unconscious.
What was the stain on her dress that's so interesting?
It was a fluid that they used in the testing. That some kind of a fluid, a chemical.
Alien testing?
That they did when they drew ova from her and they drew sperm. From him. Now, so there's a book out called Contact by Stanton Friedman.
I read that.
And Kathleen, I'd love to know where the car is. The Chevy they were driving.
Oh, it disappeared?
I don't know. I'd have to ask Kathleen where it is. Did it end up in a junkyard? Because there were marks on the back of the car as well. There were trace evidence in the back of the car. You know, Ted Phillips he goes around the world collecting trace evidence and radioactive signatures from sightings and landings. On the back of the car, there was a couple of marks, but it was it's their credibility. Why would they want to bring this into their lives? And she was conscious, semi-conscious through much of it, and Barney was not conscious. He was unconscious. If you hear the tapes of Ben Simon's interviews with them under hypnosis, the screaming, and he was just so frightened. Yeah. And the Zeta Reticuli map, when the being Betty looked at the map, and the being showed her a map as she was on her way out the door, and she said, "May I take this?" And the being was going to give it to her, but then another one zipped up and said, "No. You can't have this."
Zeta Reticuli is exactly the same place where Bob Lazar says they found those with the spaceships that they have at Area or S4.
Well, the little gray Zeta Reticuli, Barney and Betty's abduction. You had Margaret Fish, an amateur astronomer. She took the memory of Betty who wrote the star map, and she did a three-dimensional scale model of that part of the universe, and was able to identify Zeta Reticuli 1 and 2 and accepted by astronomers. So that map that Betty saw aboard that ship had not been seen on Earth before.
Betty has no history, no astronomy, no studying.
No, none of it at all. And you know, interesting things like when they got back to the house, where the house was open and the keys to the house were on the table. The thieves might have dropped them at the site. The thieves returned them. Now, you know who Bud Hopkins was? Yes. He said that since the Tila case, where the woman was fleeing out of her apartment building over the East Bud was an artist. He was a graphic artist. He was a designer, a painter.
Move it! She's
He was one of the first people to deal with the trauma. They get a reputation for being able to interview them, hypnotize them, interview them, and get their stories.
Get her, girl!
I'm kind of happy that happened, man.
The beings would grab a man from somewhere in America and grab a woman and out of their cars, out of their clothes, put them up, test them, draw ova, draw sperm, fluids, whatever they were doing. And then the woman would wake up in the man's shoes or a different car, or almost as if the beings were finished with them. I don't care where they go now. Yeah, put them back, you know, that kind of thing. He said that was the oddest.
You think this guy's connected to the girl from school?
Yeah, that's right.
That'd be a hell of a coincidence if they weren't.
Rainbow trout in your fly.
She's small. Big
Most people find in Montana go to the Gallows River. Shout out to the Gallows River. Gorgeous place. People catching these because they appreciate
find them.
trout are there. They'd rather go to the store and not eat the fish, but they want the salmon to be healthy. They want the trout to be healthy. So they catch them and then they release them. But if you're a brown trout, basically, but if you're a rainbow trout, and someone catches you, and
someone's out there! Sweep the whole goddamn street!
Run
Go, girl.
down this river as they're trying to draw you in. It's a big 9-pound rainbow, catch of a lifetime, right?
Time.
And some guy pulls it on, takes pictures of it, shows it,
Oh, shit!
and then releases it.
Fucking way.
It's like, how the fuck did I get here? What am I doing outside of my universe?
Yeah.
What am I doing in this other dimension of air where I can't breathe?
Precisely. Yeah, and that's what that's catch and release.
With people.
Travis Walton says, you know, you got to think of them as just people from over there. They're
Yeah,
just
here's
people
the
from
guy
over
the
there.
Fire in the Sky movie was based on.
Yeah,
He's got
yeah.
another interesting story. Here's what I want people to think.
Credibility there, and credibility with Barney and Betty. I just don't think they're lying, and I don't think the Ariel school children are lying.
I don't want to think they're lying. This is the problem that I have with it. I want to believe them. But this is what I want people to consider, because most people are pragmatic, reasonable people that don't want to be fooled. They look at these stories and they go, oh, come on, people are full of shit. And I've been there too. But I want people to imagine that if aliens did occasionally visit Earth, how often do you think this would take place? And how it would be very infrequently. And if it was, it would be
Right here!
where someone would come
Right over here!
describe it. If you were taken aboard a spaceship and you were alien beings that were pretty tall, were running describe this experience in a way. They're like, if you hey Joe,
Fuck you. Just kill me, bro, please.
so fun, we got to see eagles. What a great day. I can envision this experience. I can see it. But if you tell me, hey man, we went camping and I woke up and some alien had a finger in my ass.
The Allagash incident, they went camping and they just
Quite a few of those, right?
There's hundreds of thousands. And here, I brought you a book. This is Bruce McAfee's book. It's all the headlines from 1952, 432 reports given. And I'll address your specific question about people, how they relate their experiences and how genuine they feel in a second here. 432 reports given the Air Force in 1952 on air.
In that building!
No fucking way.
Pilot sees flying saucer by daylight, whatever was sighted here. July 30 stories, fighter pilots in New Jersey. These are newspapers.
Get her, boy!
And Leslie Keener, reporters for the New York Times, and they've been studying this phenomenon. They report for very exactly how this experience is related. I attended a lecture at the Fifth Avenue Medical Institute in Manhattan with my wife a few years ago. That would be about 15 years ago. And John Mack was the lecturer. You know, he wrote the book Abduction. He was the Harvard psychiatrist who wrote Abduction. That up to Abduction, John Mack.
Yes, I read that as well.
Yeah, and
that
so
freaked a friend of mine out. She was a very pragmatic, non-UFO believing person, and she
There!
Where? Where the fuck are you?
she came up to me. She was freaking me out.
Bring her down, boy!
Didn't he die in a car accident?
I was just like looking at
Some of you know. I don't think it was related to the experience, but he said, I'm a Wall Street broker. I'm quite well off. I have a sailboat. I was in Long Island Sound a few years ago, and a blue light hit me, and I had missing time of about 5 or 6 hours. But in it, I have filtrated memories of beings addressing me and telling me that I was powerful and influential and I could help the planet survive. And they put me back in my ship, and I woke up, and he said, I'm waiting for them to come back. I want them to come back. And I asked the room, I got up and I said, of all of you, how many of you would want to repeat the experience or have it happen again? And about half of them said, no.
Oh, God.
Happen again, and half said,
God, no.
yeah, we'd like to have it. Yeah. Yeah.
Now, I love
So Bruce signed this to me, and I'm going to give it to you. And it's just got great headlines from the, from the 50s, which was a massive time for saucers. You know that famous photo of the saucers over the Capitol, the glowing lights. And
see if you can find that photo, Jamie.
July 1952, Washington.
Do you think this was initiated by the detonation of the atomic bombs in Hiroshima and Nagasaki, where they decided, okay, these fucking monkeys are doing some stupid shit. We need to go down there and see imminent danger to the cosmos. Let's find out what kind of capabilities they have. Because if you listen to Lazar, or if you believe the work of Zechariah Sitchin, or any of the people that believe that human beings were engineered, that there's the
Someone got my
reason
dog.
why there's this giant
Who the fuck's out there?
us and the rest of the primates.
Sweep the whole goddamn street.
Because something came down and manipulated our genetics.
Well, the movie Mission to Mars with Tim Robbins, basically it says that. Basically it shows the face on Mars, and that is one of NASA employees' favorite movies.
Got her! Here!
What the fuck, dude?
Motherfucker!
There's no fucking way.
That's crazy.
Alright, bro. You won't know.
1952. I mean, the special effects back then were incredibly crude. This is something that was reported by thousands of people. They scrambled jets.
She's out! Take her!
No.
Phoenix Lights is fascinating because, the Fife Symington, the governor, said he saw them. He made fun of it with an alien.
But he talked about that afterwards. He was put under pressure to do so. He's in a movie called, what is it? There's a documentary on Netflix that's available that he's in, that he talks about the pressure that they put on him to make light of that incident, and he talks about his own personal experiences with seeing something, some sort of triangle-shaped craft that was enormous, the size of several football fields. It was flying overhead.
Hey,
It was completely silent.
pick something up there?
What? The triangle and Delta crafts are very, very interesting. But the park incidents of the 80s, and with Sam Maranto as the investigator there from UFON, these things would park over the family barbecue for about half an hour, and families in suburbs were looking up at the sky being blotted out by these things parking above them. So, I think it comes down to, I don't think these beings, Lord Hill Norton said there were 23 different species visiting the planet and 23 different types of ships. I don't think they want a formal relationship with people on Earth. They want an informal, secret relationship. I think they probably have one with elements of black elements of the Air Force and the government. You know who David Sarita is? I've heard his David Sarita. You should have him on. He's very knowledgeable about this. His theory is that the Roswell event may have been precipitated by the Trinity of
Charlotte!
Ambush! Such an
It came from over there!
Of the atoms being split, and that
Visual on her! Over there!
That saucer there that went down in 47 outstanding. He's passed away there. He was the expert on Roswell.
Yeah, I'm upset that I never got to meet him before he died.
He was so incredible.
He was just so guy who believed in you.
Really?
Well, he believed that there was a lot of horseshit going on, including Bob Lazar. He thought Bob Lazar was full of shit.
Well, again, why would he do that and compromise his life?
Well, let me tell you something. I've been talking to him for 3 hours.
Okay.
The night before, I used to believe I had the best bullshit meter in the world, but as I've gotten older, I've gotten more honest. And I didn't see anything. He's an incredibly smart guy, and he's not a guy who's like seeking out attention, and he's not profiting from this. In fact,
just his demeanor and everything. Jeez, he's like an accountant.
He's a legitimate scientist.
Yeah.
I mean, and I've talked to him. One of the things that I engaged him with when we had dinner, we talked about science, just science in general, and we talked about all sorts of different things. And he's a scientist. He's a legit scientist. I've talked to a lot of them.
Yeah.
I know what kind of person he said.
And they just hassled him again there. They rated his nuclear
They
isotope.
think he has element 115.
Well, if you get a little sliver of that, that'd be pretty exciting. Yeah.
He talked openly about it in the 90s that he had managed to weasel some away from the Area S4, and they think he still has it.
Yeah.
There was some experiments that he had done that George Knapp had actually filmed, that had showed some really bizarre distortions using this stuff, and then it was able to. It was. I gotta remember exactly what it did that they showed, but they did some experiments with like steam or smoke or something like that, where they showed element 115 emitting some sort of
vapor.
Well, no, it was emitting some sort of a field.
Oh,
where
yeah, okay.
you literally couldn't physically touch this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Get trained in less than a year at Universal Technical Institute for jobs that are in demand right now. Prepare to work on vehicles in the transportation industry. What are you waiting for? Take the first step today.
Let's see if everything's burned, bro. Crystal.
But your open experience.
I was doing my first documentary back in 1997 when I was just naive enough to think I could get an interview with Steven Spielberg. We had a mutual friend involved, this woman Janet, and she gets back to me and she's like, yeah, so Spielberg's definitely not going to meet with you, but he knows you're working on this UFO documentary. He thinks you should look into this landing case that happened in Africa at the school. And I said to myself at the time, and remind you guys that I was making a film on UFOs. And I dismissed it so quickly because I thought, there's no way that a mass landing with sheer volume of eyewitness testimony at a school in broad daylight could happen and the whole world not know about it. So I just walked away from that story for about 10 years. 10 years later, I'm doing an event at the National Press Club with Leslie Kane, who was part of the article in the New York Times that came out in 2017. And she introduced me to this guy, Randall Nickerson. She's like, oh, he's working on a landing case in Africa. Long story short, he's working on a film now that he's coming out next year, specifically on just that case. Dan Sparrow is producing it. And he said, I'm working on the case, and if you want to do something with me on it, a small piece, I could. So I got back into it. I licensed some of the footage. Dr. John Mack, the Harvard psychiatrist, that came and interviewed the school children on camera within a week of it happening. He unfortunately looked the wrong way in London, got run down by a car and died. So I contacted the Institute with the help of Randall Nickerson. I licensed the archival footage. We tracked down the witnesses today. We flew them in from all different corners of the world, brought them together. A lot of them were standing right next to each other. These kids were face to face, and one of the things I realized is that there were roughly 100 kids in the playground. Broad daylight, aerial school, Rosenbach, 1994, and they got within arms, some of them within arm's length of these beings, and brought these witnesses together for the first time in 20 years, and a lot of them had significant others. They were tired of having to defend this, and I when I first heard about it back in 1997, and that segment of the film is the most, in my opinion, is the most powerful segment because
It's very compelling.
you've got all these children saying what they saw on camera after it happened, and then you see them 20 years later, and then we go to Africa and we meet with the head mistress, or she was a teacher at the time. We meet with other witnesses. We go to the landing site. We talk to people at the school. That case is absolutely, and it was witnessed by lots of other people in and around the area for several days before it chose a school to land.
It's so compelling because the children are all clearly, they're not actors. So as they're adults later, they're all talking about this moment, and it's like they have a we're all sharing it and talking about it.
hear that?
the reality of that moment to them. To be able to have this interpretation of this event where they're all consistent in the story and they're all clearly still shook by this moment. It's really interesting because if you had that scene in a movie, it would take like a really good actor to pull it off. They'd probably need multiple takes. Those kids, the way they were talking about it, the way they were drawing it, like, wow, it really does seem like something happened.
I know how incredible that the testimony told me because my partner Rebecca, she has never had much of a interest in making documentaries on UFOs. I do other things as well, but when I was reviewing in the studio, archival children stopped off, cup of coffee.
It worked.
Oh my God, those children are not lying. This is the most amazing thing I've ever seen. Because look, I ask your audience to don't take it from me. Just suspend judgment for a moment and imagine, hypothetically, if a UFO or several UFOs landed at a school in broad daylight in rural Zimbabwe, Africa, and interacted telepathically with nearly 100 school children. Not all of them had telepathic, but seen the incident. How significant of a story would you give that?
Well, not only that, they had the same message.
Yes.
But the telepathic message was that technology is a real problem.
Yes.
And there's things that people are doing with technology that are going to ruin the earth.
Yes.
And they were trying to relate this to children, which is very strange. You know, I mean, maybe they just thought they were adults because they were the same size as the aliens. I mean, do you think they knew that they were children? Do you think they understood that it was a school? I mean, this is all speculation.
Yeah,
right?
but I definitely had to ask myself, look, during the production of the film, Paula Harris actually turned me on to another landing case that happened in Australia in 1966 at a school, and this time there were roughly 300 witnesses that saw a disc land right outside of a playground in Australia. And we went to Australia and investigated that case, went to the landing site, talked to eyewitness testimony, people that jumped the fence at the school playground and ran over to where this thing landed. Interviewed a guy who snapped a photograph of the disc, a Polaroid, back in 1966, 2 days prior to the incident. It's very probably that we have photographic evidence, we have eyewitness testimony, and for the first time we've got testimony from a science teacher. So why do these things land at schools? It seems like, and I'm just totally speculating here, but it seems
Actual
like
tattoo shop.
if I were going to do that, it seems like a pretty benign environment. We've had these military guys that we take a fairly hostile position towards things that penetrate sensitive military installations. And, you know, so maybe, I'm just saying maybe they...
It's safe.
Maybe it's safe.
We have to stop reacting to intrusions by UFOs as a threat. I mean, that's the whole thing behind this task force. As much as I respect, the task force, my colleagues and I want to cooperate with them to the extent that we can bring information, resources to what they do. But there is more. This should not be looked at specifically as a threat. I mean, with the phenomena that we observed, I mean, if they wanted to blow up those FATs, they could do it. Then obviously, that's not what it's all about. And this idea of just labeling it all as a threat, that's the wrong idea. 90% of the information comes from the public, children, very, very little.
Without wasting a bullet. Almost died though, so you know.
Looks like they've been locked in here for years.
So if I need to waste a bullet, I ain't gonna waste it. Hit dodge, hit dodge, hit dodge. Where's that go? I don't know the